issue of the breakaway of Nigeria has been on for a very long time. In fact, this led into a civil war that claimed the lives of a lot of people in the southeastern part of Nigeria, mostly people in the southeastern part of Nigeria. Nigeria is a multi-ethnic country with a population of about 200 million people, if that number is correct, if that census that they claim brought about this number is correct. According to some opinions out there, they said dividing Nigeria would never be a solution to Nigeria's problem. And I want us to look into this so we can pick one or two things out there. Is this writer making sense or not? As a lot of people believe that breaking off Nigeria maybe bring the problem to a smaller point and it could be dealt with. Nigeria is a multi-ethnic group, ethnic country, and these people are situated in the west of Africa. Nigeria is blessed with numerous mineral resources ranging from coal, crude oil, limestone, gold, and many others. However, despite the blessed nature of the giant of Africa, as they call themselves, Nigeria tends to face numerous challenges. But will a divided Nigeria solve the unsolvable problems of Nigeria? I've pointed out resources, human resources that has not been harvested or invested in, and natural resources. This is a big question that is left to be answered. But a realistic answer to this, I want you to drop that in the comment section. Yes or no. Do you think the breakaway is a final, total solution, or is a step towards the solution? There are numerous reasons why dividing Nigeria will not work out, and there are numerous reasons why dividing Nigeria will work out. Now, in this article, we'll be analyzing based on the speculated regions that are fighting for their self-determination. Such regions include Biafra Republic, Niger Delta Republic, Oduduwa Republic, or Yoruba Republic, and Arewa Republic. Biafra in the southwest, Niger Delta Republic as they want to stay and stand by themselves, not associating with the Biafra. Oduduwa Republic in the southwest of Nigeria, Biafra southeast, Niger Delta, they call themselves south-south now, Oduduwa Republic southwest, and Arewa Republic up north. Biafra Republic is one of the regions that want self-determination, but if they are given Biafra, they will never succeed as a nation, according to this article, because the proposed Biafra, based on their map, has numerous ethnic groups apart from the Igbo tribe that are dominant, that are the majority. Now, I want you to see, according to this article, do you agree that ethnic issues, clashes, will be so prevalent? The minority ethnic group and the majority group. Now, the minority tribes or groups, let's use the word ethnic group, they are the ones that own the natural resources that will drive the nation and probably make them much more prosperous aside human resources. Now, these people want to have a nation of their own too. Also, the population of the country will be reduced, and that is pointing to human resources. Will this be a great disadvantage to the country, as most countries in the world that are great like China, United States of America, have huge population? Population, is it also a criteria to the growth of a nation? Now, I'm talking about productive population, because if you have, like, example, the northern part of Nigeria claim that they have much people there, but they are not productive. That's the place where you find amajiris on the streets, or street urchins, you find terrorists, you find a lot there. Now, Niger Delta Republic is one of the regions that wants self-determination too, but they might not succeed very well. Also, despite having numerous crude oil, they are disadvantaged as regards their small population, according to this article. Now, I want you to also deal with this too. As I'm bringing out the points, I want you to bring out a constructive, educative opposition to this. They are disadvantaged as regards small population, multiple ethnic groups, and many depend on other countries for agricultural produce. However, they might do better than Biafra, Arewa, and Oduduwa Republic as a result of their natural resources. Oduduwa Republic is also one region that wants self-determination. Currently, the regions belonging to Oduduwa Republic are the most developed areas in terms of infrastructure, human development in Nigeria. But their development will fall as they depend on other regions for survival. For instance, the West has a lot of professors, and the universities in the West cannot employ them all. And they have to move to other parts of the breakaway country, or let's say Nigeria, to do lecturing jobs. Also, there is no viable natural resources per se to drive the economy of their country. They have crude oil too in Ondo State, but maybe not enough. Maybe the Ondo people might want to control their own resources. Arewa Republic is also one region that wants self-determination. That is somehow not necessarily because the North are the people that are not ready for the breakaway anyway. This region might also not do well. There is no lucrative natural resources per se, they say, but recently, crude oil has been found in the northern part of Nigeria, and they have resources there, gold. However, they are not disadvantaged in terms of population, as they claim, and agriculture, which is the key, over in developing a country. From the above points that this article has pointed out, does it show to you that no region in Nigeria is sufficient enough to be great as a country and require others to survive? Thus, do you think Nigeria as it is the only thing that can work if the citizens are patriotic, supportive, and if the government is doing the right thing rather than looting? Or do you think a breakaway of Nigeria is the best? That is the question I'm throwing out to you. I, as a person, my analysis on this, based on what I have seen so far, I believe that a breakup is inevitable and a breakup is what is necessary. But as we are pushing forward towards breakup, there's something that we need to deal with also. First, you need to look into what has been the problem in Nigeria, aside tribe, aside religion. What about corruption, stealing, lackadaisical attitude of public office holders? What about all of this? This we need to deal with, because this is ingrained into a typical Nigerian. Breakaway and having a new name and a new nation might not necessarily clear off this from their genes, from inside of them. They might continue to replicate the same attitude, such as production of fake medications, such as certain activities that are detrimental and inimical to the growth of any country. What about the obedience to the rule of law? What about the bribery and corruption, paying police officers, not getting the right documents for your car, and all of those things? Are you going to continue that in the new nation? That is why I always say we should all reflect. Let us look inwards. There are things that have become normal. There are things that have become culturally acceptable that are not supposed to be. These things have to be dealt with because it has become a norm. It has become a practice over time. And a lot of people see it as something that they cannot do without. Very terrible. There are a lot of things that will have to go out. There will be a lot of things that have to be eradicated for a new nation to be progressive. And a lot of people, being that they've lived almost all their life, 40, 50, 60 years of their life in that particular pattern, how then do you think it will be easier or easy for them to just do away with such? Some of them have built their personal businesses on such activities. How will they be able to get out of this? Will it be acceptable? These are the things that we need to look into if you're talking about a new nation. A breakaway is inevitable. I believe that when Nigeria breaks away, every nation that is formed out of this, every nation that is formed out of this new, out of the breakaway, should be able to survive with themselves. After all, there are countries in Europe that do not even have much population. They are not even up to 1 million, but somehow they have been able to harvest the little that they have, and they've been able to take themselves to the point whereby they can say they are comfortable, even if they are not extremely rich. That's not to say there are no countries in Europe that are suffering, but then the countries that are ready to do the right thing are doing it. So the number or the size is not necessarily important if this fewer population can be invested in as people. If you have a lot of medical doctors among them, and you turn your country or a state in your country to a medical tourism tourist attraction, you know what that means? A lot of people come there for medical attention because you have invested in your people. That's just one. We need to think outside of the box. So what's your opinion about this? If you are to, give advice on this, what would you do? What would you do in your new nation that will make your life much more better? Drop that in the comment section below.